Hi guys, I hope you all had a wonderful long weekend. So we're going to do a bit more hands today. The hands we do first, you can make realistic or you can make it like you would hands for comics or semi-cartoons or anime. And after this we will do cartoon hands, which are a bit different than the rest of the styles. Okay, so first we do this one. Let's do this one first, down here. So you will remember that the arm becomes thicker as you go on, that you do the palm of the hand sort of in a type of a square shape, that the thumb sticks out and that the other fingers stick out. Now I want to teach you a few new tricks about drawing hands. The first one is that the length of the fingers, when they are held together like this, they have a shape almost like a roof, sort of, with the tallest point by the longest finger, which would be your middle finger. And then I want to teach you that the palm of the hand, when it's open like this, has two fleshy bits. The one is here by the thumb, that's part of the thumb, and the other one is on the outside of your palm. Now the thumb part is much bigger. You can see that it comes to about, if you measure from there to here, if you measure like that, it's bigger than half of the palm, right? Where this part of the fleshy bit is smaller. So we're going to do that. That's for the thumb. And this part would be for the other fleshy part. Now the next thing I want to teach you is the knuckles. There are knuckles for each of the four fingers here. Then you've got the knuckles on your fingers, and you will see that the tallest finger's knuckle, first knuckle, there are two knuckles on each finger. The tallest finger's knuckle is a bit higher than the other fingers. That one, and of course your pinkies is the smallest, so his first knuckle is the lowest. Then the second knuckle for your index finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky. Now these structural indicators, you don't do it as dark as I do it here. I do it very dark so that you guys can see. All right, the thumb's knuckles, the first knuckle of the thumb is where this part stops. There's the biggest knuckle. Then the thumb goes like this, and it's got a smaller, almost invisible, if you put the flesh over it, knuckle, unless it's bent, of course. Then it will have another bend there by that knuckle. Right, now these fingers, okay, let's finish the thumb first. Remember, on the side where the nail is, it's flat, and it's got a fleshy bump on that side, and then it attaches to the rest of the palm by this fleshy bit. And the rest of the fingers, if you use the structural sketch that we made to draw them, there's a thicker part here, and then it becomes slightly thinner, and then for that knuckle there's a thicker part, again slightly thinner, a thicker part again, and just past that thicker part is the tip of the finger, like that. Again, a bit thicker and a bit thicker. Now normally when you draw the hand here, you will make little just indications of that fleshy bit there, and on the finger itself there will be, by every knuckle there will be, if you look at the hand palms up, these little wrinkles there to indicate where your fingers bend by every knuckle. But we'll get to that in a bit. The tips of the fingers can be either squarish round, it differs from person to person, or it can be pointy round like mine is, or just normal round like that. Let's do the hand in a claw position. So you've got your arm, and on the other side, on the inside where the thumb is, this part here will look like a knob there, like a knuckle would there. Then you've got the upper side. Okay, let's do the structural thing. Here's your, now in a claw shape, it won't be an exact square. That part will have a bit of a curve to it, and then you'll have the underside, and here it will curve again to attach to your arm. Right, then you have your index finger will be like that because it's curled. You've got a claw, so your fingers are curled, and the middle finger there, the ring finger there. And remember, the closer to you that you get, the bigger things seem, so the fingers will look about all the same length, right? The pinky will have, it will be pretty much straight there, but let's bend it a little. Okay, that will be your pinky. Now in this position, you can't see much of the thumb up there, but the hand will anyway make like a bump over the knuckle there. Let's leave the thumb for later. Then it will make a bump over that one and a bump over that one. And here is the fleshy part of the finger, like that. Now let's do the thumb. The thumb is partly obscured by the hand, so you can't see much of it. Only a little bit of it would stick out, and then of course there will be where it attaches just above the wrist. All right. So that's the clawy hand. Now let's do a fist. So you've got your arm, and let's do a quick, again it will stick out. Your thumb is bent in like this, so it will stick out there, right? Stick out there, come like this. It will, because it's bent, this pushes out. This part here pushes out, so it will push out there and go back in towards your wrist, right? Now your thumb, the fleshy part of your thumb will be here. The rest of your thumb will attach to that part, so that will be your thumb. Right. These fingers are bent now, right? So there's a knuckle there and there and there and there. And then the fingers will come together at their tips like this. On this line, there's a knuckle, the second knuckle of each finger there. So when you draw the fingers, you will go over that knuckle, down, and now let's do something different. Let's do a peace sign. So we start with the arm. We do the square shape of the hand would be like that. The thumb would stick out like this. Now with a peace sign, Let me show it to you like this. Those two fingers are curled in, the thumb is curled in, and those two fingers stick out, right? So the thumb is curled in, there's the fleshy part of the thumb. Thumb is curled in, so it would do something like that. This is the other fleshy part of the thumb. These two fingers will curl back in. So there would be a knuckle for the pinky there and a knuckle there. And remember, this part of the thumb would be open because the pinky presses in to the other finger. So let's do the pinky over that knuckle there. And it would do something like that. And this finger would kind of be behind the pinky, the ring finger. So it would be something like this. And your middle finger, you won't be able to see where it attaches to your hand, because in this position, it would kind of be behind your ring finger. So it would start there, go over that knuckle, and the tip would be there. It would come here. There would be like a U shape here. And your index finger would be there and would go straight into your palm here, like that. So that would be the peace sign. Here I'm going to draw a much more feminine, softer hand. The other hands we've done now are very blocky and almost muscular. Now, a female hand, everything is smaller. The wrist is smaller. This square shape of the hand is narrower and smaller, and a little bit more curved and softer than a male hand would be. We've still got that roof type of thing for the length of the fingers. So we'll have the index finger there, the middle finger there, the ring finger there, and let's make the pinky stick out a little bit like that. And in this position, we won't see the thumb. All right. Cartoon hands are a complete different story. For one thing, everything a cartoon hand resembles reality, but it's very exaggerated. On cartoon fingers, for instance, there are only one knuckle, and traditionally you draw 3 instead of 4 much fatter fingers on each hand. And then, of course, cartoon arms are a lot thinner than normal arms, so your wrist is a lot smaller and thinner. And the hand itself is fatter, the palm itself is fatter than a normal hand. Now, the kids can pay attention here because I have done some cartoon drawing with them in class. Right, kiddies, so here we go. Thin arm, a fat palm of the hand, only 3 fat fingers, because if you draw fingers fatter, it would look very weird if you squeeze in 4 of them there. Right, and also a fat thumb. So that's the base of the thumb. The thumb, like a normal hand, would grow out of there, but you will do everything exaggerated. So instead of a straight line there, you will make a curved line like that, right? And then a fat thumb, like that. Now let's do the first finger would be curved a little bit and a lot fatter than a normal finger. And let's do the next one, would be a little bit longer, like in a normal hand, but a lot fatter than a normal finger. And the last one would be a lot fatter. And then the palm is fat and connects with the arm. Right? Let's do another one. Let's do a weird pose. Thin arm with a thin wrist, a very flat, almost round palm. See? The thumb is fatter than normal. Now I want the thumb to stick out to the side like this, right? So I'm not going to go up first. I'm immediately going into that curve. And then I add a very fat thumb there. See? Now let's do the index finger from here. Let's make it stick out a bit to the side. We make it like a fat finger. And we do the second one should be longer, like a normal hand, but a fat finger. And then the pinky, let's make the pinky stick out to the side, a fat pinky. That comes together with a hand, right? Cartoon hands. Now let's do one last cartoon hand, and we make this one a slim, bony type of hand. So thin arms, thin wrist. Now we're going to make not a square, but more like a what do you call it? The longer square. I can't remember what you call it now. So the longer palm of the hand, we'll do the traditional cartoon 3 fingers, one taller, longer than the others, and the thumb will stick out from here with the traditional cartoon curve there, but we're going to make this fleshy part thinner. We're not going to make it that fat. And then obviously, because this is thinner, that part will be thinner. See? And because it's a cartoon hand and we want it to look like a thin, almost like a witch's hand, we're going to give it sharp pointed fingers tips, right? So now for this finger, we're going to give it a sharp pointed tip and make it a very thin and long finger. Like that. With a sharpish tip and long finger. And same with the last one, a sharp tip and long, and a very thin, slim, bony palm of the hand. See? Cool. I think because we have thinner fingers here, we could actually make it 4 fingers. 4 fingers won't look bad. Let's do the wrist. Thin arm. That's where the wrist stops. We make the longer hand, palm of the hand, like that. We do the slim thumb here, going a bit up like that with the curve and the sharp point. Oops, I made this one a bit too fat. With the point like that. Now let's give it 4 fingers. Let's give it one here. And remember the fingers, it's a cartoon, so it's exaggerated. The fingers must look longer than normal fingers would. This would be the longest finger then. And then one more, and then a pinky finger. I think it would look fine because it's thin fingers, right? So we do the pointy finger here, a thin one, and a pointy finger here, the thin one. Pointy. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer than that one, but only a tiny little bit. Pointy finger and this one. Pointy finger, that will become part of the palm of the hand. That actually looks quite cool. And you can put nails in. Let's make those nails that's sticking over like Cruella de Vil's. There you go. Right, so this is just a fun, we're still with basic hands. We're still practicing the basic hands because we have to get this mastered before we move on to faces and other more complicated stuff pertaining to humans. I think this week especially his lessons are all going to be about humans, features and human figures and faces and all that. All right, guys, that was it. Let me just show the kids the cartoon hands again. So you got that. And you guys must enjoy, keep safe. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.